Yo, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the different types of signals that we've seen so far. What are the good, the bad, the ugly, how it can work, how it cannot work, which signal type is for, and let me know in the comment section exactly what your preference are for a signal group. Now without any further ado, let's get straight into it. But if you guys looking for some 24/7 up-to-date news, some AI signals that comes with only one TP and a stop loss, that comes with a full P&L, that comes with everything else that you're looking for. They got 24/7 news, an economical calendar, they got signals. You can even go and check the history of each signal provider and see how they've done month over month. You can see the win rate. All of this comes to you at no cost. You can check them out in the comment section below. And yeah, it's fast ball. Any case, now let's get straight to it. Right now, the first types of signals that you get is option 1. Let me know in the comment section which option are you, which type of trader are you, and potentially what preference you might want to choose as well. Now, the first option is a signal group where you'll get a TP and you get an SL without an entry. Now, this is someone like Maps to Sago, for instance, who sends a signal. I just need to confirm it, but there's a lot of traders who sends a TP and a SL. Now, the thing is, if you don't have the entry price, you could potentially not get the correct stop loss, right? So in order to calculate the stop loss for that, you would obviously, let's assume I want to just turn this into a like an educational session. I'm going to use the baby pips one because it's my favorite one. Now we're going to just work on $1,000 balance, and we're going to do the risk percent at 1, right? Now, in order to get the stop loss pips, you would have needed to have an entry price and a stop loss so that you can calculate, but that is still okay. Why? Because what you can do basically is you can execute that market price, because it's not a buy stop or sell stop, but this is a order execution, right? So basically what you would do in this case is you would look at where your entry was and you would count the amount of pips from the stop loss, and that will give you your lot size. Let's assume that it's 10 pips and the currency is Euro USD. You would then get a lot size of 0.1, which is 0.10, right? That is good. I can calculate my risk on that, so that's fine. Now, one thing to keep in mind is these signals are not based on stop orders or limit orders. These are all basically in the format. So this can be seen as a stop order as well, but it would have a stop loss in a TP. It can be seen as a limit order, and this is good for any type of trader, right? Any type of trader can use this. If someone is sending signals like this, obviously depending on the success rate, but this would be a good way for any trader to get in there, whether you're a beginner trader, because the most important thing that you need to take into consideration when it comes to trading is managing your risk, right? That's the important thing. Now, signal number 2 is similar to signal number 1, and here you will have an entry. You will have a TP and a stop loss, which makes it a lot easier for you, because if you've entered at the correct price, you will once again put in your balance, USD account, and you would select the currency pair, and you would still get the correct lot size for it as well. This method I recommend to all types of traders as well, and I think that this is a good way of trading. Now, the recommendation is not based on the fact that you see someone provide signals in this format. It is based on the recommendation that they provide the services in this format, but they've also got a good success rate that comes with it as well. The reason why this is such an easy thing to do, because if you are working, you can just put in the stop loss, TP, and the entry price, and you don't need to worry about that as well. The next one we're going to talk about is the Nasdaq Ninja way of trading, right? Nasdaq Ninja uses a stop loss, no market execution price, and there's no take profit as well. Now, in a case like this, I would probably say it's each to their own. Anybody here, you can't measure the percentage of the trade, because you don't know where the trade was closed for the provider, but you could potentially work it on your own. Now, in a situation like this, I would probably not recommend if you are new to trading, because sometimes you wouldn't know where to close, because the next trade could hit a stop loss and it would be less. So you'd always want to close above that 1% mark. So if you do go back to risking 1%, you would probably be you would be at break even, or you could potentially do that as well. It also shows a lot about the provider because they can't gauge where the price is going to go. So, for instance, like I showed you guys yesterday, I'm currently holding a swing on GBP USD, right? Now, this swing I'm holding at a 1.64%, right? The trade's currently floating in about 7,000 in profit, not USD. You know, in profit for this move to the downside. This trade was calculated with the entry, the stop loss, and the take profit, right? Now, this is my way of trading, and it doesn't take away from the fact that I don't agree with someone who trades like this. But personally, I don't agree. You might agree with it because you are able to do this. However, I would advise people, if you don't know how to manage a trade as a standalone, most of these people don't give you an update on the trade. So I would not advise new beginner traders to follow signal groups that offer signals that look like this unless there's an indication to close the signal. The next one we get is option 4, which is TP open and SL open, which in my case, look, I would basically say that is the biggest fraud that you can get, because why? One trade can blow your entire account, and one trade can make your entire account as well. Now, this is the worst type of signal that you can send, and I wouldn't recommend it to any beginner trader. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who don't understand risk management. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who don't understand how trading works, how to trail stop losses, because just as one TP can give you a good amount of pips, you're more likely to close it early. Just like that, you can blow your entire account with a single trade as well. What's that? We got 5% on there. So let me just get this charger in there. I don't know why this always needs to happen. Like when I'm, it always happens when I'm recording a video. Like it can't happen before because I just came back now. But in any case, so like I was saying that for me, option 2 is my way of trading, but it doesn't mean that I, think people who trade option 3 is not good. It doesn't mean that I'm going to disagree with someone who likes deep option 3 or that likes option 4. Trading is all about preferences. It's about what you prefer in the way that we trade. We all trade different styles. Some of us trade the SFC concept. Some of us believe that you need to draw 20 trend lines in order to become systematic, sustainable in the long term. And others believe that you just need to take a good trade. For the past 2 months, I've taken 2 trades. This is the second GBP USD trade I'm holding now. The first one I held for 10 days. This one I'm planning on holding until the Feds decide to start cutting those rates. And as soon as there's signs of inflation cooling down. But in any case, so again, I say that this for me is, I wouldn't recommend this to any type of trader, because why? It does make it, you can blow your entire account in a single trade. Now, the option 5 that we've dealt with also is having multiple take profits. Now, this is a huge debate. Why? Because some people, TP1 and TP2 and TP3 and TP4 could potentially be not even a 1%. Some people's TP1 could be 1%. But what skews this out entirely is the overall reward that you get per trade. Now, let's assume that only TP1 hits. That means you've made, let's assume, 0.2% based on the provider that you use, right? Now the stop loss hit. Now you're down 1%. You're actually down 0.8%. Let's assume you only trade TP1, but for the provider, he keeps on saying TP1 hit, TP2 hit, TP3 hit, TP4 hit, TP5 hit. Now all these 5 TPs hit, but you've only traded a TP1, right? Now, people who understands how to trade this, who's got a big balance, who's able to take a 10 lot, reduce it after TP1, take some partial profits and then do that. What I normally did in the past, if I do see these types of ways, these types of signals that I used to join, I would normally calculate the risk. For instance, over here, let me just get there again because I just forgot now. I would normally do something like this. Let's assume that the stop loss is 5 pips, right? No. In fact, not. I would calculate the risk. I would get a 0.10. What I would do then is, if there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TPs, I would take 0.10 divided by 5. Probably get a 0.2 per trade. I would then place open 5 0.2s. I will still be risking 1, but the risk would then be split up, right? So if TP1 hits, what I do is then, I would then TP1 would hit, the TP1 would fall away. I'll then put the stops at BE for TP2, TP3, TP4. This is where things get a little bit tricky. If the market does U-turn without me putting at break even, I will be down 0.8% because I've only made 0.2% out of the 1% risk, because I only had one TP hit. Unless the TP1 is accounted for 1%, then I can do that, because why? If my TP1 hits and all my other trades is placed at break even, or my stop loss hits, I will still be I will be down. Sorry, this is it becomes very tricky. But and I don't want to confuse anybody on this. But overall, for me, if you are an experienced trader, then I would just say then you can potentially go with TP1, TP2. But if you are a new beginner trader in the market, it's not easy to follow TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, and TP5, right? And that is why I will always tell you guys on every videos that I make, I always tell you, let me know your thoughts about the video in the comment section below. Not your thoughts about my opinion, not your thoughts about someone else's opinion in the comment section. But what are your thoughts? Remember, we can all look at TP1 differently. Some people will look at TP1 and see a lot of things. Some people will look at option 5. It's like two people looking at one image, but they both see different things. I would appreciate it if you guys can just give feedback on the content that I provide and not fight each other in the comment section. Because if someone say that they don't agree with option 4, it's not your job to go there and say, yeah, but you can't say it. No, we are all entitled to have an opinion. It's called free speech, right? Freedom of speech. So just respect the next person's opinion instead of going there and telling them, no, you can't tell me, you can't say that. That's how it's going to work. Remember, whoosh, don't work. No, let's not do that. Let me know which option you are like to trade in the comment section below. Thank you for your time. And as always, cheers for you.